Hey everybody, John Huber here from the Maryland Education Network. I'm going to talk to you this is our fifth and final episode regarding the Kirwan Commission and their 5 recommendations. Again, I can't emphasize enough, read the report on your own, because what you're getting from me is as much as I've sat here and yapped and talked and went on forever and ever. I can assure you this is just a tip. So let's talk about what the Kirwan Commission. You already know what it is, and hopefully you've seen a couple of these videos. The last and final piece is the oversight. And years ago, back in many moons ago, you may remember this, we had the Thornton Commission, and the biggest argument against them, there was no oversight. So people would argue that we need oversight. Well, they've included that in here, and I will tell you, whether you agree or don't agree, this is what they're proposing. They're proposing an independent oversight board with the authority to develop a comprehensive plan to implement these recommendations. The authority to implement these plans. Okay, they're saying it should have 7 members, and the governor will appoint them with the consent of the Senate. The nominating committee will consist of 6 individuals, 2 from the government, 2 from the who will be appointed to the nominating committee, 2 from the governor, 2 from the president of the Senate, and 2 from the Speaker of the House. They each appoint 2, so that would be 6. And according to them, these should be experts in education, experts in public education policy, etc., etc. The oversight board will have a staff of about, they used about 15, and it will have an executive director. So there's a whole nother floor. And if you've been following my videos here, you'll see that every time I get it, I say, well, there's a whole nother floor of people in Annapolis in a building somewhere, or so we've pretty much built 2 whole buildings of people in Annapolis. But anyway, according to them, the MSDE, Department of Education, will track and report the success and failures of these, and they will report to the oversight board. And it doesn't really come out and say how long that the oversight board will function. Or it does. It kind of says there will be a sunset, what they call a sunset, at the end of the reign. But the MSD, or the oversight board, will be on. It doesn't really come and say how they're going to operate, how often they're going to meet, if they're going to meet, or what they're. There's a lot remains. It's kind of left ambiguous in that one. They're saying MSDE will report and track on all the data and whatnot that they will be using to make these decisions, and they will create. This is what I like to call very interesting part of the report: expert review teams. Now, according to them, these are expert review teams of experts in the field of education and of the highest caliber, who will basically go around the state and go in and out of schools and review things and report and make recommendations, etc., etc., etc. So it never really says how many expert review teams or what these teams will consist of. It just says that there are expert review teams that will go around. Interesting. The CTE board, if you've been following this, if you've been following me through the whole career and tech ed issue or video, the CTE board will track the data and the success or failures of the whole new career and tech ed programs that were recommended, that I went over in another video. And the Maryland Higher Education Committee and the Maryland State Department of Education will also track the teacher preparation programs and how those are functioning. And the oversight board will approve of the release of the money. I think what they said was something about 25%. So anything more than 25% of something would have to be approved by the board. So they're creating a board of 6 nominated people, 7 people on the board, a staff of 15. So there's a building full of people, and they're going to talk about, and they're going to oversee all the information. But the big one in there is they talk about these expert review teams. Kind of hesitant on exactly what they mean. So anyway, that pretty much in a nutshell. Again, there's a lot more to it, but that's the thing about the fifth and final component of this, the oversight. Please read the report for yourself. Make up your mind. I'm not here to tell you one way or the other. I'm actually getting ready to do a last video where I'm going to kind of summarize the whole thing, and I'm going to give you my personal opinion on it, which I kind of hinted along the way where I feel about a lot of this stuff. So anyway, thanks for joining, and hope to see you soon. Have a great day.